is the second post in a series of posts about our absolute best advice for social entrepreneurs. And if you missed the last post, please go back and watch it. But you can, you don't have to watch them in order or anything like that. So this one today is about our number one tool recommendation. But before we jump in, I want to give you a little bit of background. Specifically about this idea of too many options disorder. So I went to a liberal arts college. I went there for the liberal arts curriculum. I didn't have to declare a major until my third year. Even then, I chose by putting a list of all possible majors up on my wall, and I slowly crossed off all the ones I didn't want to do. No sciences, because I didn't want to work in a lab. No languages, because I wasn't good at anything but English, and so forth. And I whittled it down to 5 choices, and I still couldn't decide. I ended up choosing psychology because it had the fewest requirements, so I could take a lot of other classes too. I ended up minoring in music because I took enough music classes. I believe any of those final 5 choices would have been good for me, but I was forced to make a decision, and I did. Then I stuck with it without wavering once. We live in a world with too many options. Often, too many options is paralyzing. I call it too many options disorder. When we're faced with too many options, we either A, don't make a decision because we can't choose from all the options out there, or more common for entrepreneurs, B, we try to do too many things because we're not sure which one to choose. In the college major situation, consider how many people double major or get multiple master's degrees. In a business setting, trying to do too many things hinders our success and can cause burnout. Or this, when we don't make a decision because we can't choose, like in the case of A, we're paralyzed. Our business never happens or never moves forward because there's too many options for how to go about doing that. So this is the lesson for social entrepreneurship. If you hear nothing else from what I'm sharing today, hear this part. You are going to come up with or come across so many ideas and options for your business. Yet, there are only a few that are worth pursuing. There are only a few that will actually work. So with that sort of light foundation, with too many options disorder, we're ready for social entrepreneurship number one tool. Ready for this? Focus. You might imagine from my intro story that focus doesn't come easy for me. Your imagination is accurate. Over the last 6 years of building a business, a social enterprise, I've definitely discovered focus has tremendous value, and I've developed quite a mastery of it as a tool. Now, don't take my word for the importance of focus. Here's what Steve Jobs had to say on the topic. Quote, "People think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. But that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas that are there. You have to pick carefully. I'm actually as proud of the things we haven't done as the things I have done. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things." That was at the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference in 1997. So how do you develop focus? How do you decide the 1,000 things to say no to? How do you get focus right, out of the toolbox and become a master at using it in your social enterprise? Here's an exercise you might find helpful. Step A, write down all your ideas, either that you've generated or come across. Just write all of them down. Then cross off ones that immediately seem less than worthy of doing. Step B. And then step C, then continue crossing them off until you're left with 20% or less. You might also see that some ideas are the same as other ideas and you can combine them. That's good. Cross off or consolidate until you reach that 20% top best ideas. Then step D, finally, you're going to make the best choice of a single best option from where you stand today. Step E is to commit to sticking with that one single best option for a specific amount of time. I suggest a year at minimum, especially if this is like a really great, spectacular idea. And then step F, the key is to absolutely decline any and all of the other items on your list or new ideas that you generate over, as you're implementing this one single idea that you've chosen. At the end of the time period, and only then, you can come back to this list of ideas and try something different. That is, if you want or need to do so. If you truly stick with your best idea, you'll probably find that you made a good choice and you won't need all those other ideas. Now, there are 3 practical times to do this exercise. The first one is like an annual review. For our social enterprise, we're usually going through this process at year end. We set an intentional focus for the year and we go after it as hard as we can without letting anything else distract us. Then we evaluate at the end of the year and decide what to do next. Over the course of a year, we come up with lots of ideas, so we shelve them and stay focused on our commitment. Then at the end of every year, we take all of those off the shelf and figure out which one is best for the year to come. I'm going to pause for a second, take a drink of water. So that's the first practical time to do this kind of exercise, an annual review kind of thing. The second practical time is during business planning or development. When you're at a key turning point in your startup or at a startup point for your business, you will likely have lots of ideas about what path to take forward. This exercise can help you get clarity on the main step to take in this season to move your business forward. In this case, it might not take a full year to implement or to accomplish that one thing that's most important. You might knock it out in 90 days. That's really great, but still commit to one full year or one thing at a time, and don't move on until that one thing is accomplished. The third practical time to do this kind of exercise is now. Most of us walk around with hundreds of ideas of things we'd like to do. Entrepreneurs might have thousands of things floating around in our head. So with all these ideas at once, if you're trying to do all of them all at once, you're tremendously holding yourself back. So don't delay. Even just completing step A of this exercise, the writing all your ideas down in one place, can help bring clarity and ease your mind of all these ideas that are floating around and competing for your attention. So that's what I have to share today. But here's one final point. If you like this topic and you think you want to go further, I invite you to check out an upcoming workshop that we're doing on May 9th at Catalyst Ranch in Chicago. We'll be teaching a step-by-step method for developing your life around your focus and getting that one thing done faster than you think. So please join us we're calling the workshop Personal and Professional Productivity in the Digital Age. I'm going to put the link below this video so you can go and see all the details there. We got some great bonuses and some great things lined up. So you can go ahead and get your tickets and get signed up. There's about 1 week left for the early bird rate, so be sure that you lock in your ticket right away. And there's one little piece. Thanks for listening to the end. If you see the transcript, you would have noticed an asterisk partway through what I was talking about. And you might have noticed it was in step D of the exercise that I said to pick one single task to do from your list, one single idea to run with. And single is really important. Focus connotes this idea of one. If that seems way too hard, I do give you permission to choose 3 at most. But try your best to pick one and only one. And you'll thank yourself later. Thanks for listening all the way to the end. I hope you liked that little bonus tip in there. If you're reading the transcript, you saw that in the asterisk at the end. It's a little tip for just throwing something in there. So hope you liked that. If you did, let me know in the comments. I might do some things like that in the future for you people that are dedicated and listen all the way to the end. I will be back at you again next week with another key piece of advice, of our best advice that we have for social entrepreneurs. Have a great week, and I'll catch you soon. Keep overflowing. Peace.